Once upon a time, a ship was caught in a storm at sea. The ship was destroyed, and all the passengers on board drowned. Except for one man, who survived by the grace of God. After some time, he regained consciousness. And opened his eyes to find himself on a deserted island. As soon as the man woke up, he started praying to God, saying, "Oh God, please help me. Send me some help." Days passed, but no help came for him. He spent his nights sleeping on the beach, and every day he woke up and prayed to God. But still, no help came. A few days passed like this, and by now, he had given up on the idea of leaving the desolate island. The man started to collect wood and grass to build himself a shelter. He collected things from the broken ship and kept them in his shelter. He began surviving by eating coconuts and fish on the island. He spent his days collecting food and materials for survival, keeping them in his shelter. One day, he lit a fire and bent down to cook his food. When he returned, he saw that his shelter was on fire. All the things he had collected and stored in his shelter were now gone, including the hut he had made for himself. The man was very sad due to the destruction of his only shelter. In anger, he raised his head towards the sky and started complaining to God. He said, "Oh God, I told you to send me some help. But you did not listen to my prayer. I had built a shelter here to live, and you burned that too. You are very cruel." He was disappointed and kept complaining to God until nightfall. Then he fell asleep on the beach. In the morning, he was awakened by a loud noise. When he opened his eyes, he saw that a ship had come close to the shore. He could not believe his eyes. He was very happy that at last, help had come to him. He got on the ship, and it started sailing. After getting on the ship, the man asked the captain how he knew that he was stranded on this deserted island. The captain replied, "We saw a signal sent by you from the island. We understood that there was someone on the island. That's why we came here," said the captain. The man replied, "But I did not send any fire signal." The captain said, "But we came here only after seeing the fire signal." Just then, the man remembered his burning hut. He understood that the fire signal which the captain was talking about was his burning hut. He realized that it was God's plan to get him out of the deserted island by putting his hut on fire. He understood that God's plan is bigger than his own plan for himself. And he started thanking God. If we look at our lives, we will find that we do a lot of planning. But what we want does not always happen. And what happens is not always of our choice. We always try to understand the happenings in our life with our limited minds. When trouble befalls us, our faith starts to waver, our patience starts to break, our hope starts to fade, and we start complaining to God. However, in such times, we should try to get out of trouble by maintaining faith in God. In a world of over 8 billion people, God has a purpose and a plan for each and every one of us. We should keep making efforts and keep our faith in Almighty without losing heart. Our efforts and God's blessings together can get us out of every trouble. Therefore, whenever you feel like your plan is failing, and everything is happening against your wishes, always remember that perhaps God has some other plan for you. And His plan is always bigger, bolder, and better than your plan for yourself. Thanks for watching. If you liked our work, do share your comments and subscribe to our channel, as that would motivate us to create more useful and informative contents.